Welcome to Guide to Survive. The world is a big, beautiful place, full of incredible and breathtaking sights and experiences. It's also doing everything it can to kill you, and so that's where this program fits in. Before you venture into the great outdoors, you need to learn about all of the terrifying and mystical creatures that lurk in the woods, knock on your window, and hide in your toilet. With this guide, you'll learn how to identify a would-be assailant, analyze its strengths and weaknesses, and deal with it effectively. By the end of your training, you'll be ready to take on any creep or cryptid that crosses your path. So here's to you, and the great adventure that lies ahead. Let's begin.
Target analysis. Name: Bauk. Class: Cryptid. Rare and unusual animal, or possible troll or vampire. Habitat: dark, quiet, empty spaces, Serbia. Lifespan: unknown. Strengths: superior strength, adept ambush predators, and exceptional stealth. Weaknesses: light, noise, and clumsy. Overall threat level: 6. Behaviour. Across Serbia and lurking in the dark recesses of isolated places is the Bauk. Its name is derived from the Serbian word bau, a familiar phrase to other nations as boo. A fittingly unnerving name for such a creature, as its greatest strength is the element of surprise. Little is known about this creature. Currently, there is no information or statistics of their species' average height, weight, population, etc. To this day, they are still very much a mystery to cryptozoologists worldwide. What information that has been recovered from previous encounters denote a large animal-like body structure with gleaming red eyes, which live in solitude rather than family groups. It also possesses a vocalization which resembles that of a long scratching sound, such as claws across wood. It is believed that this croaking call is a means of announcing its territory from any encroaching beings, whether it be humans, large mammals, or other Bauks, as well as its intent to attack and feed. The finite amount of data on the Bauk species is largely due to its highly reclusive nature, preferring the dark, quiet, isolated spaces of holes and desolate buildings. Within these places, the Bauk will make its home and lie in wait for potential food to pass by. Many humans have fallen prey to these creatures while exploring such isolated and abandoned sites. Fair warning to all urban explorers out there. A Bauk will wait for their prey to get close enough, then strike out, dragging its victims away with them and feeding on the unfortunate souls. In such remote and deserted places, there'd be no one there to save you. This choice of habitat, however, does not seemingly stem from a longing for solitude, but rather to make up for their complex and highly volatile physiology. Bauks are highly susceptible to light and sound. Sudden loud noises may well cause the Bauk to flee, due possibly to a highly developed sense of hearing within the creature. Such an advantage would be useful for an ambush predator, and would rightly cause substantial discomfort when overstimulated with blaring sound. Although light appears to be its greatest weakness, as it causes severe physical pain to the Bauk. Low exposure to light, such as using a torch or flashlight, will cause small localized damage over time, whereas direct sunlight will cause instantaneous death. Only such pains from light and sound will cause a Bauk to leave its home before it's ready to move on. This has led to the speculation that perhaps the Bauk is not a highly complex animal at all, but a troll. Trolls have historically been vulnerable to light, and depending on the breed, varyingly affected by loud noises. Or perhaps it is a subspecies of vampire, vulnerable to light, and potentially more primitive in nature, and thus a more bestial variant of vampire. Further study will need to be conducted in order to clarify these theories. Now, if only we knew someone who had a stock of troll and vampire DNA ready for testing, and numerous employees who cannot sue for damages rendered. Furthermore, a Bauks' reliance on ambush tactics is not solely down to a natural fear of light and ear-splitting sounds, but also because they are documented as clumsy beings. Apparently, when having given chase in the past, they have been less successful at pursuing prey that has avoided their initial surprise attack. As far as weaknesses go, this one is as always hilarious. However, do not underestimate a Bauk's strength, as they are highly capable of overpowering human beings, and once in their grasp, it is near impossible to escape. Such fascinating beings are these reclusive predators. So much left to discover about them, hiding away in those most dark and terrifying of places, waiting for any human foolish enough to venture there alone. Perhaps that eerie croak will lure their prey towards them, curious where such scratching may be coming from. It doesn't take much. Just one step out of place, one wrong turn. You'll feel its grip holding you tight, and the last thing you'll see as you're dragged away is the dying of the light. Stratagem. So, here's the scenario. You're scouting out some locations for future expansion of JAR 19 Labs International. You have been assigned to Serbia, and while performing your duties, find yourself in a deserted site. And hoping to find some potential for it, you explore. As you perform an examination, you come to a darkened room. Upon entering, you become aware of a scratching noise. Fearing squatters, you track the sound to a gloomy area. However, rather than dirty homeless people, you soon realize that what you have found is a Bauk. Which is opportunistic, as unlike squatters, Bauks have no legal rights. Your plan of attack. Firstly, vocal warning. Begin shrieking as loud as humanly possible. This loud, shrill noise will cause the Bauk to flee from the site. A sore throat and irreparable damage to your vocal cords is expected and acceptable. Secondly, bright idea. Utilize what light source you have on you. Shine it on the Bauk and cause it immense physical pain in order to drive it out of JAR 19 Lab's potential site. Remember, utilizing a flashlight burns the Bauk slower than a greater source, but the discomfort caused to the creature should do the job. Thirdly, bait and chase. Note routes through the building that you can strategically utilize against the Bauk. Enter its dark domain long enough that it attempts to capture you. Attempt to lure it out of its safe zone. This may require blocking up windows if performed during the day. From here, use quick and sudden movements in order to throw the clumsy creature off balance. Lead it into a trap and present it for future JAR 19 Labs experiments. Huzzah! Fourthly, total demolition. This site isn't worth the time or trouble. Destroy it with the Bauk inside and start over. Extra points if you can locate the body. Fifthly, nice work. Most die when I send them on these missions, but you refuse to. I can respect that. Pop quiz. Question number 1. Willa Bauk always choose dark, quiet spaces to inhabit? Answer: yes. Dark and quiet spaces such as abandoned buildings are the ideal habitats for Bauks. They will avoid anywhere with too much activity and noise. Question number 2. Can light cause physical harm to a Bauk? Answer: yes. The skin of the Bauk is incredibly sensitive to light, which will cause severe pain and even death depending on exposure. Question number 3. Is it true that the Bauk will live in family units? Answer: no. A Bauk will live alone. Question number 4. Are there means of identifying whether a location has a Bauk? Answer: yes. Bauks have a vocalization resembling a long scratching sound, which is used for a number of purposes, such as giving notice of its presence. Question number 5. Do Bauks always use ambush tactics? Answer: yes. Despite their strength, Bauks are clumsy creatures and are not efficient at tracking and chasing their prey. If you scored 0 to 1, then it's all gone dark. If you scored 2 to 3, then you might be alive, but you can no longer play hide and seek without assaulting someone. If you scored 4 to 5, great work. You're like a light in the darkness, burning all of my enemies. Conclusion. Excellent work. I'd say you're ready to get out there and face whatever challenges plot against you. And if you're not, then don't worry. You can re-watch these survival guides as much as you like. And they're non-refundable. I'm very proud of the progress you've made, and I know you're going to take the future in your stride. I've got a good feeling about you, thing that lives under my bed, waiting for me to fall asleep, whispering secrets no mortal should hear. Good luck, and don't die.